Hi YouTube. This is thought I heard somebody outside. This is my first ever YouTube video, so I'm a bit nervous. I'm trying to keep my computer from moving because I'm on my bed. So don't hold it against me if my screen moves a little while I'm talking about that. Let me get my hands off of it. Okay. So this video is going to be about my first encounter with my recruiter, me taking the ASVAB, and like MEPS experience overall in general or whatever. But I noticed like usually when I look up videos for information, which they are very informative, thanks. I never really ran across any that like talks about enlisting like already married or with dependents or whatever. And so in case there are like some other people out there, I'm trying to keep this from moving. In case there are like some other people out there who's trying to enlist, I'm sorry if I say too much. I said I wasn't going to, but seems like it just comes out. Same people who are in the same boat, enlisting, already married or with dependents, whatever. I guess this would be helpful. But as everybody, well, hopefully everybody knows, if you are a single parent and you have sole custody of your child, you cannot go active enlisted. Period. I'm no recruiter, but like I've heard that like so many times, and I have a family member that's a recruiter and people who recruit. So yeah, that's like a definite no. Okay, so first encounter, I had already been in touch with recruiters for like over a year now because I was trying to like decide which branch. It was either between Navy or Air Force. I can't swim. I was willing to learn how to swim, but like when I watched some of the informative videos for Navy and I heard 10-foot drop, 20-foot drop. I've searched the internet countless times trying to find videos showing how deep it is and how high that drop is. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do it because I know I'm terrified and I don't want to like fail and get kicked out because of that. Like when it could have been avoided. So when I first took the practice ASVAB, it was for Navy and I made a 46. And she was like, that's good. She was trying to get me in, take my ASVAB, get my physical all in the same day, and get my waiver and paperwork in because I'm going in with dependents, so I need a waiver. Lost my train of thought. Hate when that happens. Yes, so that happened. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna hold off on it because I've been also in contact with an Air Force recruiter. So he set me up an appointment. We met. He gave me the packet. He had me fill out the financial sheet to run my credit check. Make sure everything was okay with that. Everything came back good with that. He didn't even have me take the practice ASVAB then. He had me come back when I turned in my packet and brought back the birth certificates, marriage certificates, social security card, and all that stuff. And then I took the practice. He wanted me to make over 50. I made like a 52, 54, I believe. So he was like, I can schedule you now, but I would prefer if you like go home, study, and like get it in for like a good 2 weeks. So I was like, okay, that's fine. Um, I should like drop a quarter in a jar every time I say. So I was like, okay, I went home and studied on top of my schoolwork that I already had to do. I'm trying to be very still. This thing is moving. I hate watching videos when they shake. Yes. So on top of that, so sometimes I was up to like 3, 4, 5 in the morning because I would like study for my ASVAB and then I would like do my schoolwork and study for that. And so you can imagine the relief and how happy I was when I finally was like, hey, this is it. Just take that ASVAB. So I called him and was like, I'm ready. He was out of the office. I was like, okay, that's fine. Then he scheduled me and I was like, okay. Then he texted me, was like, hey, we're gonna have to reschedule because that's close to the 4th and MEPS is gonna be closed. I was like, okie dokie. I was like, that's fine. I just keep studying. I just like throughout this whole time, I've just had like a positive attitude because I mean it's out of my hands. You can't rush it, so just go with the flow, I guess. So I was like, okay, that's fine. Remember, always be respectful. Never get snappy with them because they're like processing how many people at one time, and some things are just like out of their control or whatever. So he scheduled me for like that following week. And of course, I was out of town for the 4th. And then I had a group project the weekend of the 4th, which was horrible. So I didn't get to study any. I like try to get a cram study in that night before in the morning of. He told me to be there at 12:30. I got there at 11. He said he started at 1. They were already in process. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that already. So I got to MEPS. Saw the times for the cell phone. I was like nervous and lost. He told me go put my phone in my car. I went to put my phone in my car. Came back. The guy said, "What are you here for?" I said, "For the ASVAB." Sent me to the back. Was like, "Go pick up a laminated form, read it, and then sit down and wait to be called." Have to sit butt to butt. Can't be no chairs in between. So I read the little laminated part. You have to put it back before you go up when they take your thumbprint and take your paperwork, put you in the system. The system was acting up, so I didn't get my thumbprint taken. Me and like some other people. He took my paperwork, gave me my little sticker with my name and which branch I was processing in. I went in the room where the test was being held, gave my stuff to the lady. She took my paperwork, sat me down at the computer and signed me in. Took the ASVAB, all the sections, the computer literacy part, and the TAPIS test. That is a crazy test. By the way, I heard about it. Like I looked it up before I went. It's like a personality test, which I have taken before, like when I've gotten jobs. But that was like far fetched personality assessment. Anywho, so I finished the test. I was like so relieved because I was ready to get that test over with, and I was starting to get hungry. And by the way, like my MEPS experience wasn't like most of the videos that I've seen with the turkey sandwiches, chips and cookies and all that stuff. No, it wasn't any of that. Maybe I just wasn't there long enough or something. But yeah. So I gave her my white envelope, which was pertinent to me receiving my scores because my recruiter said if you do not have this white envelope, you would not get your scores. And like for the life of me, I couldn't understand why did I need this envelope when they didn't even seal it. And then like I did some deep thinking. I was like, well, maybe there's some not so bright people who would lose it or set it down if it's not in this envelope, the magical envelope that um, holds your life in the balance. So I'm trying to check my computer. Yeah. So after that cool stuff, got my scores, went back out. System still wasn't working, so I couldn't get my thumbprint scanned. The lady was like, "Can you wait a little bit, see if we can get it up while you're here?" Cause I'm having deja vu. Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll sit and wait." So she was trying to um, get it working and all that good stuff. Still wouldn't come up. She was like, "You know what, hon? We're not gonna keep you here, make you wait. So we will see you when you come back to do your physical and we'll get your thumbprints done." I was like, "Hey, cool beans." Left. My recruiter had texted me, asked me how it went. I told him it was good, gave him my scores or whatever. He told me to just tell him the scores. I didn't have to come in and wait, is this thing moving? I didn't have to come in and give him my scores. Why is it moving? Hate it. Yeah, I didn't have to like come in, make up for him, give him my scores. I just sent him my scores and told him what I made. He was like, okay. I was like, do I need to get my medical records now? Is this like where I submit my medical records to you? Like, do I need to bring them in? He was like, yeah, that'd be a good idea. So I had to get my medical records from when I gave birth to the mommies out there, which was not hard because, my son is like a toddler. And that was done on a army installation. But anybody who's dealt, Lord, I don't know if it's just army, but you at least have to make 20 to 25 phone calls before you get routed to the person you actually need to talk to. And that person could have been like your first point of contact, and they didn't even know it, and you wind up getting rerouted back to them anyway, and then come to find out they're the person who can't even help you, but they're the person who can give you the person that can help you. Yeah, basically. Um, but like, I got it done within a day. I was not playing around. Come to find out what happened was, how did I request those records? Oh, that's what it was. Okay. So my daughter was born in a civilian hospital. So all I did was I called them and was like, hey, I need this. They told me where to find the form online. Got it. Filled it out, faxed it over, and they sent it through electronic service. Good. Then I thought about it. I was like, okay, my son wasn't born that long ago. He's like a toddler. And when we moved, when we ETS'd, I remember having that paperwork. So I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this. I'm not about to have to drive like 2.5 hours away to the nearest army installation by me to go find these records and track them down. So what I'm going to do, because the number they gave me to call to get his records, nobody was answering the phone. And then I did some research on the website. I had to fill out this form, mail it in. No, I got my butt out there in the storage and I dug for those papers. And Lord behold, I found them. I was happy. I was so excited. So I told him, I was like, okay, I got all the medical records. This was like the very next day. I was like, I have all my medical records. He was like, okay, well, you could just email them to me. So I went in my living room. I scanned them into my computer, and then I emailed them to him. Uh, text him, was like, hey, it's in your email. And he was like, okay. So after that, I hadn't heard anything, but it was like only like a couple of days, like a week. But I did ask him, did he need anything else, like my applicant packet, did he need to finish processing that? He was like, yes, I will need that. But he was like, I'm about to go on leave, which is currently this week. He's on leave. But he was like, I'll get everything from you by the end of the month when I come back, because, it's currently like the 20th or something, so next week. But in light of the shootings in Tennessee, he doesn't know like what they're going to do with them just yet, if they're going to like go back into the office next week. So yeah, but hopefully, everything goes smoothly. As for now, the next process or the next step would be going in to get scheduled for my physical, which I am a little nervous about, because in some of these videos I keep hearing the spreading of all these cheeks, and that's kind of unnerving to me a little bit. But I mean, hey, as long as it don't stink, shouldn't really be nervous about that. It should be good. So I I hope you're not going in knowing you have to strip down. Um, you're not going in a little raunchy, but um, yeah, that's that. So to the ladies out there who's considering enlisting and was wondering about that process, I mean, every recruiter is different. Every recruiter has a different workload. Um, when I went to mine, it was right around graduation, so it's kind of a little stall, but he's getting it done, so that's good. I'm not gonna rush it or anything to be mad. I'm just gonna finish up My classes coming in fall semester, I will be, my paperwork says E3 because I sent over my transcripts. I have over 50 credit hours. By the time I hopefully go after fall semester, which ends in like December, January, I will have like close to 60 credit hours. So that's good. Good, good. Um, that's about it. I talked about my ASVAB. Oh, by the way, how did I forget to mention it? Okay. So I said I went to the Navy recruiter. I made a 46. His practice ASVAB, I made a 52. I made a 64 on my ASVAB. I'm fine with that. You know, I was praying and hoping that I got like at least a 70, but I scored highest in admin, which was good with me because those are the jobs I was going for. But I made out my list. I have a few intel jobs on there, medical, personnel, all that good stuff. So, I mean, yeah, pretty, kind of pretty open with my job selection. And this video is going too long, longer than I wanted to. But yeah, that's about it. If I forgot anything, I'll make another video. If you have any questions, leave them for me. I will get back to you. I will answer them. Message me, whatever, like, subscribe. I will be making more videos, that's for sure. And it's like 6 or 7 over here, so have a good night and till next time.